how's it going, everyone? I am meteorologist Kylie Bearse. Hope you're all having a great Monday afternoon. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Enjoyed the snow that we had. We've got sunshine out there right now, and temperatures today will be back up to, if not average, then a little bit above average, with some mild conditions headed our way here over the next several days. Live look from Loveland Ski Area. Before we talk a little bit about your forecast for today, I do want to talk about the snow, because we saw a little bit this weekend. We saw about 1.9 inches out at the airport, saw a little bit more up near Boulder, 5 inches, Thornton at 2.6. And so when we're looking at our season as a whole, we're still about 5 inches below average for the season. When we're looking at it, starting in September, we got that 1 inch of snow, picked up a couple of snowstorms in October and November. December was about an inch below average at 7 inches. And so far this month, we're at about 1.9. So January on average is our lowest snow month when we're talking about kind of our main winter months. We pick up on average about 6.6 inches of snow. March and April are our biggest snow makers. So if you're thinking that, okay, this month might feel a little drier than what we're used to, it might in general, but it also just might be because it's one of our drier months of the winter. When we're looking at Fort Collins, we've got blue skies out there this afternoon. HD Doppler is really quiet, and you can see that right now we've got just a couple of storm systems impacting the southeast and then also over the Pacific Northwest. When we're looking closer to Colorado, just a few clouds floating through the sky this afternoon. Temps so far this morning, 37 degrees in Denver, 31 in Greeley, and we're looking at 38 degrees up near Fort Collins. And with your forecast today will be in the upper 30s and low 40s, just depending on where you are. And then with the mountains, we're looking at about mid 20s, so a little bit cooler there. Overnight, those temps drop down into the low 20s, and then we will see mostly clear skies leading us into another sunny day tomorrow. This big ridge of high pressure will be impacting us in a way of bringing us some warm conditions, some sunny skies, and then also it'll be pretty dry here over the next several days as well. 48 degrees in Greeley, 53 in Denver, and then we are in the 20s and 30s when we're looking at our mountains. All right, let's talk about those next potential chances for any sort of snow. As I mentioned, it's going to be dry here over the next several days, and then going into late Wednesday, early Thursday, I've got a little storm system that we're looking at that could impact our northern mountains. Right now, it's looking pretty quick and not like we could see much action for the Front Range, but we will continue to watch it here. Another possibly more promising storm system is on tap for Friday night into Saturday, although I hate to get too excited about this one just because it is too far out. But right now it's looking like some snow as we're looking at early Saturday in the mountains, and then late Saturday for the Front Range. Great to see any moisture in the forecast though, but our drought conditions unfortunately have not been improving much, even with some of the snow that we saw last week up in our mountains. Extreme to exceptional drought conditions throughout most of our high country, and then also for the Front Range and out over the eastern plains. Looking at your 7-day forecast, we're going to make our way back up into the upper 50s by Wednesday, 59 degrees with some breezy conditions, a little bit cooler on Thursday with a high of 44. And that's the day where we could see maybe a few flakes. I think most of that though will be up in the high country, and it's going to be pretty minimal. Breezy on Friday with a high of 48, and then we do see another chance for snow come Saturday with those temperatures dropping down into the low 40s, where we do have just kind of a quieter weather, or excuse me, a cooler weather pattern, and then also possibly some better chances for snow, which is great to see that in the forecast. So now that we've kind of gone over a little bit of everything, I want to hop on over to Facebook and see if you guys have any questions that I can answer about your forecast. So give me a second to pop this up. I'm seeing a couple of comments. Okay. Mr. Burns and Mrs. Burns says, I wish it would snow here. Yeah, I think we're all hoping for a little bit of snow. I loved it on Saturday. I actually enjoyed it so much. I went and sat outside on a patio, wore the right, nice long jacket. It was good to go. It was really, really great to see that. All right. Looking forward to getting up there soon. If you're talking about the mountains, me too. I'm going to be up there a little bit later on this week. I just wish we had a little bit more snow to be playing in there. All right. I'm not seeing a ton of other comments that are coming on in. I think everyone's just having a nice, quiet Monday, especially with no real weather, to talk about in the forecast. There's not a lot we have to worry about there. So if we don't have any other questions, oh, here we go. A couple are starting to come in. Chris is asking, is exceptional drought like exceptionally dry? So let me, if we can, hop back over to our drought monitor. I know it gets kind of confusing, but that is basically the US drought monitor is the one who sets these labels. So they start at abnormally dry, and then we've got kind of 5 different levels here. So we'll think about abnormally dry as like a 1 out of 5, moderate, and then severe is a 2 and 3, extreme, and then exceptional is like a 5 out of 5. So that is the worst that a drought condition can be as far as the US drought monitor's legend goes. So that's just what we're looking at here. So I know that gets kind of confusing. I say exceptionally, and it just sounds like we're kind of being dramatic about it, but that's actually what's on the legend when it comes from the US Drought Monitor. So not great to see that on there, but hopefully we can start getting into a much better weather pattern here over the next week or so. All right, I'm not seeing too many other comments that are coming on in. I think we're all getting back. I feel like everyone's been finally responding to their emails today. So everyone's working really hard on this Monday afternoon. Oh, here we go. Another one. Lisa says, how much precipitation do we need to get out of the drought zone? Oh boy, that is a really tough one to answer because here's the deal. We could get a ton of snow or a ton of rain tomorrow, and that's not going to necessarily pull us out of our drought conditions, because with drought, it actually is looking at a much longer over time period, and it's not really going to be until we get into later on this spring, especially March or April, that I think we're really going to start to see some of those some actual movement in the right direction. So we need it to actually soak into our ground and for it to be absorbed over the right period of time. If we get just one giant snowstorm and it all melts and causes some flooding conditions, then that's not actually going to do much when it comes to our drought conditions, if that makes sense. Beth is asking, what is the snow forecast looking like for the rest of the winter and spring? So I personally don't love long-range forecasting. I know some people get really excited about the Farmer's Almanac. For me, I don't find it all that reliable. One thing that I am seeing is that we've been a little bit more typical with the La Nina pattern, which is what we're in right now. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we were talking about the 5 inches below average that we're at right now. That falls more in line with La Nina. It is a little bit of a cooler, or excuse me, a less precip base when it comes to Colorado. It's not the greatest. Sometimes it always kind of flips back and forth a bit. But as far as the rest of winter and spring, I do expect we are going to get some good storms with more snow come March and April. But we've got to stop seeing these big ridges of high pressure because they block the storms from coming in, and it's just been incredibly dry. Sean says, we need snow. Absolutely. I totally agree, especially for our ski resorts. Although I was skiing last week and they were actually in pretty good shape. So they've had a couple of good storms lately that have been helping them out. So that's been really wonderful to see. So you guys have had some really good questions on this Monday afternoon. Thanks for popping in and chatting with me about it. We will be back again tomorrow. And then, of course, you've got Kathy on tonight at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. So she'll have your latest forecast for you. Hopefully, we'll keep an eye on those storms and they'll stay promising as we go throughout the next week or so. It's still too early to get excited for something Thursday and Saturday when it's only Monday, because a lot can change by then. So hope you guys have a great start to your work week, and I will see you back here again tomorrow at noon and at 12:30 here on Facebook. Have a great day, everyone.